Yeah, we are on now.
Right,
Live, baby.
All right, so I'm going to invite all of you to give yourself the gift of the next hour to an hour 15 minutes to be here for this class. So my invitation to you is put phones on silent. Give yourself the gift of this. If you need to leave a message for somebody now, do it now, so that you can be fully present in this class. All right. And as you all know, what's the first thing we have you do before we do anything?
Stand up.
Yeah, stand up. Mr. Chris knows the deal. I'm going to have you stand up. All right. What's the purpose of standing up, Mahastan?
To increase your energy level.
Increase your energy level. What's the purpose of standing up in addition to increasing your energy level, Chris Cadet?
To be ready.
Chris Cadet's behind the camera, folks. Oh, and welcome to Facebook Live. Let's everybody say hello to Facebook Live. Come on in. Come on in.
Hello,
Let's get in
you
here.
can see me, hopefully.
Hello, we don't know who's out there, but we know you're watching. All right. Good, there you go. There's Chris Cadet. All right, good stuff. What else?
I was going to say to increase the energy in the room.
Yes, absolutely. All right, good.
Yeah.
Rachel, what else?
Builds confidence.
Absolutely. Yes. So confidence increases energy. What else? Jose, man with a sharp haircut, like that haircut.
I was going to say the same thing actually. Builds confidence. Yeah.
Confidence, love it. Okay. Mr. Roger.
Changes your physiology, changes your energy.
Changes your physiology, changes your energy. And Tracy, who's basically moved in, John Barber. Yes.
Keeps you energetic.
Keeps you energetic. Amanda.
Opens your mind, like, I don't
Okay.
know.
Now, since you told Tracy what to say, I'm not going to ask Tracy.
I couldn't hear what she
I
said.
saw that.
Mine was change your physiology, so I didn't use it, I couldn't hear.
Yes.
Your
Shelley.
mind. To get you engaged.
To get you engaged.
Black and bold.
Charlene showed up. Yes.
Go back.
Charlene.
To be ready.
I'm
To
sorry.
be ready.
Yes, time is to be ready.
That's right,
Love it,
Victoria.
love it, love it.
Love it.
The purpose of this class is to discuss this thing called body language. Who here speaks body language?
I know some.
We all do.
Oh, I know some.
Ah, yes, yes. We're all speaking it. Who here understands body language?
Quite a bit.
Some.
Okay, you
That's
notice
why
the
we're
women
here.
raised their hands. Okay, good. You two smarties, I'm going to put you on the spot as we move along, because they're both like, yeah, I do. We'll get to that. I like it. All right, have a seat. The power of body language. So the purpose of this class is to create self-awareness. Every class that I teach, that I stand in front of you, is to improve your own self-awareness. Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes.
Wow.
Self-awareness is the ability to take an honest look at your life.
I'm sorry.
Chris has a question, shoot.
Yes. Are there going to be slides of this, or should we? Because I like that a lot. So I wanted to write it down, but it's kind of a lot. So.
I will share this with you. I'll share this with you.
My man.
All right, thanks for coming, folks. It was good to see you all. Diana! So you have to say hello to Facebook Live.
Right here.
No. Say hello. All right, good stuff. I'll share these with you at the end, all right? Self-awareness is the ability to take an honest look at your life without any attachment to being.
Right
Right
or
or
wrong.
Good or bad.
Most of us live in the box of I'm right, I'm wrong. That was good, that's bad. While that box is what we're raised with, that box allows no room for growth. When we can be removed from the attachments of being right or wrong, we allow growth in our lives. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not talking about self-consciousness where you're limiting or evaluating yourself. I'm talking about being aware of your own patterns. We all have patterns of the mind and patterns of the body, patterns of the speech, patterns of every aspect of our life throughout the course of the day. It's to create awareness, because from awareness comes the opportunity for
Growth.
Oh, I like it. This is so nice. Don't do me. Okay.
Das hier ist die Main-Sektor. Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät, das Überlebensradar.
This is the German Coast Guard.
We're thinking.
What are you thinking about?
Why are you laughing? I don't get it.
Jimbo. Say hi to Facebook, Jim. Say hi to Facebook.
Jimmy, you sitting in the class?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Okay. I think we'll do that again for Jim. Jim, we just got to the point. This class is about body language, and it's about increasing and improving self-awareness, right? And we're looking for patterns in our life and how we show up in our business, in our relationships, in our health, all the parts of us that have patterns, and in the way we speak and the way we communicate. This class in particular is about that. So they've seen this already. So I'm going to play this for you, and we're going to have a quick discussion afterwards.
Das hier ist mein Sektor. Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät, das Überlebensradar. Mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Over. We are thinking.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard.
We're thinking.
What are you thinking about?
It's even better the second time. All right. What comes up for you when you watch that silly little video?
He's not trained.
He's not trained. Okay, Chris?
Different. The way you perceive something can be different. Difference.
Yes.
Yeah.
The perception.
The
Well, it's
perception. Yeah.
so
What else?
easy. Like from our perspective, it's very clear that there's a difference, right? Because we're the
Yes.
outsiders watching it. When you're in it, and your mind's running like a million minutes, like a million moments a minute or whatever, and you're like
Yes.
sinking versus thinking, it's such an easy thing to mix up.
Yes.
And that's like anything in life. I mean,
No, it's very true.
Sure, that's true.
They're not laughing at you, they're laughing with you. She doesn't know what to perceive.
I don't know how to take this, you guys. Think I'm wrong.
She's thinking. She's thinking. Stop
I'm
it.
thinking over here.
We're thinking. We're not thinking. Okay.
We're agreeing with you, Rachel. It's not a bad thing. Yo, terrible.
All right. So there are 4 levels of learning. You'll want to write this down if you haven't heard this before. And if you have heard it before, I'll invite you to rewrite it down. So there's unconscious incompetence. Right? You don't know what you don't know. Then there's conscious incompetence. You know what you don't know. It's like when you're a boy and you're trying to learn how to tie your shoes. Before you learned to tie your shoes, you didn't know that you didn't know how to tie your shoes because your mommy or your daddy tied your shoes for you. Then all of a sudden you want to learn how to tie your shoes. You go, oh, I don't know how to tie the shoes. Make sense? Then we have conscious competence. You come into real estate. You read a few books. You understand that I need to lead generate, I need to lead follow up, I need to negotiate, I need to go on appointments, and I need to practice. We all know that. We're in a place of conscious competence. Does that make sense?
I would say they don't.
Does that make sense out there? I'm just trying.
Many are
Now, conscious competence, just because you know, does that mean you do?
No.
No. That's
This-
awareness.
This is where we get stuck. Oh, I know that. I know we need to lead generate. I know I need to lead follow up. Look, why are you telling me this? I don't need to negotiate. We know this stuff. Got it? Then you get to the level of unconscious competence. That's where you just come in at 8 o'clock, you start making your phone calls for an hour, you lead generate, then you do your 9 o'clock gratitude, then you're back on the phone till 10 o'clock. It is who you are. Now you are doing what you know, your unconscious competence. You don't have to think about it. I can now tie my laces and chew gum and have a conversation. because it's unconscious. It's in the unconscious mind. When you're starting anything new, you get from conscious incompetence to conscious competence, you're overwhelmed. Like, there's so much to remember. I don't know what to do. Where do I start? Who here feels that at any point throughout the course of the day? Good. Very good.
You just go to sleep.
Here is where you build the muscle. Regardless of what you're learning, this is just body language. Right? So I'm teaching you about body language. You're learning to go from conscious competence, knowing what to do, and having it in your body where you don't have to think about it. It's from the actions that you take in this space here. On that level. Right there. Make sense?
Yes.
Clap ones if you're with me.
Yes.
Alright, I'll let you, because you're writing, I'll let you
Yeah.
go. Okay, I'm going to show you a video. We're going to look at this video.
Oh yes.
And if you've seen the video before, please don't share anything, alright? There are two men in the video. John F. Kennedy, he's on the left, and Richard Nixon's going to be on the right. I'm going to invite you to write down who you think wins this particular debate. Based on what we're about to see, I'm going to show you 51 seconds of the video, alright? I'm going to ask you, who do you think won the debate? Okay.
Good evening. The television and radio stations of the United States and their affiliated stations are proud to provide facilities for a discussion of issues in the current political campaign by the two major candidates for the presidency. The candidates need no introduction. The Republican candidate, Vice President Richard M. Nixon, and the Democratic candidate, Senator John F. Kennedy. According to rules set by the candidates themselves, each man shall make an opening statement of approximately 8 minutes duration and a closing statement of approximately 3 minutes duration. In between, the candidates will answer or comment upon answers to questions put by a panel of correspondents. In this, the first discussion in a series of 4 joint appearances, the subject matter has been agreed will be restricted to internal or domestic American matters. And now for the first opening statement by Senator John F. Kennedy.
Okay. Who says Kennedy won the debate? Yeah, if you know the answer, you're not allowed to speak. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, it's who won the debate, not who won the election. All right.
Oh,
So I saw hands go up, and then I saw 1 or 2 hands do this. Who felt Nixon won the debate? You have to raise your hand for one of them. Right? Who
It's
felt
okay.
Nixon won? Nixon.
I
Okay.
think it Nixon.
Nixon, okay.
I was gonna say yeah, Nixon. I think he probably won it. I've never seen us up very confused.
Me either.
Okay. All right.
Me too.
Okay, cool. Now, so here's what was unique about this particular video. This is the first time in America that anything was televised. So this is the first ever US presidential debate that was televised. America was going through a technological revolution at the time. There was this thing called TV, which was coming in. So about half of America had a TV, and the other half had radios. So you had half of the people who listened to the debate and half who saw the debate. Those who saw the debate voted for Kennedy. Those who listened to the debate felt Nixon won. Right? Now let's look at this again from the standpoint of who exuded confidence, certainty, and ability, and competence. Confidence, certainty, and competence. When you look at this.
Good evening. The television and radio stations of the United States and their affiliated stations are proud to provide facilities for a discussion of issues in the current political campaign by the two major candidates for the presidency. The candidates need no introduction. The Republican candidate, Vice President Richard M. Nixon, and the Democratic candidate, Senator John F. Kennedy. According to rules set by the candidates themselves, each man shall make an opening statement of approximately... are proud to provide facilities for...
Okay. So just purely from a body language standpoint, What do you see? What do you feel from him?
Relax.
And before you answer, everybody sit the way he's sitting.
Never got.
Sit the way he's sitting.
Never got.
Shoulders back.
I was very like
All right.
Oh man, that's tough.
So as you sit like this, right now, legs crossed, hands comfortably folded over each other, what do you feel? First word comes to mind. First word, I'm talking over here. What? Confident?
Confident.
At ease.
At ease?
Relaxed.
Relaxed?
Poised.
Poised?
in control.
In control? Oh, like it.
Calm.
Calm?
It's completely uncomfortable position for me, so.
All right. Uncomfortable?
I was gonna say at ease. He looks
At
very
ease.
at ease. Comfortable.
Comfortable?
Relaxed.
Relaxed. Okay. All right. So the general rule of thumb is when you see this, and he's sitting like that, he's relaxed, calm, and confident. He hasn't spoken yet. Yet has he spoken?
Yeah.
Yes.
Loudly. Loudly. What do you see over here?
Nervous.
Okay, well, before we answer, assume the position. All right, so feet are spread apart,
Man, you got
and one is behind the other, if you notice. This foot's behind the other. All right,
hands over.
one foot is on the knee, the other foot's clasping the chair.
And
All right, he's slightly leaning forward, shoulders are slightly slouched, and where's he looking?
At the opponent.
He's looking at Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
he's ready.
An alpha, male or female, doesn't have to look anywhere else. Why?
Because they're the alpha.
They're the alpha,
Yeah.
right? The beta has to check in. Am I okay? What's happening? Tell me what's happening. Get it?
Wow.
So simply from sitting the way he's sitting, how do you feel? So sit the way he's sitting. Sit the way he's sitting. Sit the way he's sitting. Right? How do you feel the way he sits?
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable?
On guard.
Nervous, right?
Yeah.
So
What else?
Nervous.
Nervous.
Guard.
Defensive, on guard, love it.
Just he's ready to leave.
He's ready to leave. Great catch, because this is what's called the runner's stance. Have you ever seen a race? What's a runner do? Like this. Unconsciously, you're there. Make sense?
It almost seems like he doesn't know what to do with his hands and legs.
Yeah.
Because he's nervous, right? He's screaming what he's feeling right now. Which is why when people saw this, I'm not voting for that nervous fellow who looks like he's sweating.
He was actually.
Yeah.
He was sweating.
Quite a
He
bit.
was sweating, yeah, right. So you saw 50 seconds of a video where neither man spoke, yet both men spoke loudly. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When you enter a room, what leads first?
Your energy.
Your energy. How are you feeling? I'm fine. Why are you laughing? I'm fine. I'm fine. All right, I'm fine. Leave. Your energy walks way before you do, which is why you'll hear me say, don't pick up the phone unless you're a level
10.
Unless you're a level
10.
because can they feel it?
Yes.
100%. By the way, Kennedy won that debate and he won the election. And what's great to notice, there was no video in the US presidential debates until 1974 because they were terrified of going on camera. They're like, I'm not going on camera. And then the whole body language and coaching thing came to play. People were now taught, okay, my name is George Bush. We'll talk more about that. There was coaching and training. Now the challenge with that is you can be coached and you can be trained. If you're not authentic, yeah, I feel good. There's going to be a delay.
The conscious and the unconscious
Yeah.
competency. Yeah.
There's going to be a delay.
They said that Nixon actually won the debate. A lot of people think that what he said though.
So in 30 minutes, there's over 800 nonverbal signals sent. In 30 minutes. So when you're sitting across the table from a listing or from a buyer presentation, they're communicating with you all the time. When you're present and when you're aware and you're not up here having a conversation going, oh God, what am I going to say next? What's the next thing to say? When you're actually present, you're able to connect with them. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. The question is always asked, is this learnable? Is body language learnable, or is it just Mother Nature and it's baked in? So there was a study done at the University of British Columbia in Canada, I believe, yeah, discovered that nonverbal behavior, once assumed to be acquired through the environment, is in fact innate. So what they did was they took an Olympian from the Paralympics and they took a regular Olympian. They took an Olympian who was congenitally blind. They had never seen anything. They were born blind at birth, right? So they'd never seen anything. So they could never see the expression. Invite you all to stand up. Phones down, everything down. So this expression that they both have, let's assume the position. Fully assume the position. Hands back. Are they both smiling?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So put a smile on your face. Hands back, and they're both, the heads are tilted up. And all right, no laughing. There's no laughing in this thing now, just because the heads are tilted up. Jose, no laughing. Stop laughing. Okay. Seriously. All right. So this position here is a position of what? What does it feel like when you're here?
Victory.
Victory. What else?
Happiness.
Triumph. What else? Happiness.
Freedom.
Freedom. All right. So really step into it. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Good. Release. Tell me, which of these athletes is blind?
The one on the left.
One on the left?
No.
All right. Who? All right. Let's ask a better question. Who feels the girl on the left is blind? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Who feels the gentleman on the right is blind?
Oh, yeah, actually.
Okay, we're about 50-50. He's blind. He has never seen anything in his life. He was born blind. Yet, is it the exact same symbol that represents victory, pride, happiness, cheer, unadulterated joy? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Absolutely. Did he learn this, or was it innate?
Innate.
It's innate. Your body language is innate. And the good news is it can be taught. It can be learned. It can be taught when you have awareness around yourself. Okay. Would this be helpful in business?
Yes.
To have an understanding of the emotional state from your buyer or your seller. Would that be helpful?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Now it requires what?
Awareness.
Awareness. It requires you to be present, to shut down the conversation in your head. That little voice is going, oh my God, I gotta do whatever I do. Give me the bull back. What did you say?
Get back in the bowl.
Back in the bowl, right?
No,
Literally,
no.
it's basically shut down the bowl and then you can connect. Right? Have a seat. One of your most powerful weapons, I find top salespeople, top people of influence have the ability to be there and be present and make you feel like you're the only person in the room. And that comes from body language because they're listening and observing. If you know the answer to this, please do not shout it out. There are 3 components to communication when we are one-on-one and face-to-face with somebody. There's the verbal, there's your tonality, and then your non-verbal. Okay? So okay, let me ask you a better question. How much do you think in the communication, and by the way, this has to add up to 100%, not 50, not 140, 100%. What percentage is non-verbal? Show of hands. Who feels non-verbal is 10%? All right, throw out numbers. What do you think non-verbal is? 60?
53.
53?
Yeah,
It's a random number. What's
It's
that?
at 85%.
75%?
Already
85, I said.
85%? 76?
50s.
I was gonna say about 50.
50, okay. Roger?
80%.
80%, okay, great. Throw out tonality, there's not much left then.
30.
30, yeah.
30, okay.
60.
60?
Out of
Okay.
100.
We're at 120%. Okay.
10%.
10%, okay.
14.
You're up to
28%.
28%? What are you getting
Yeah.
into?
Those are a lot of numbers.
She's playing lotto later on. All right, and
I'm gonna write those
verbal.
numbers down.
Throw how much?
5.
7, 10,
5%.
5.
20.
Okay.
4. 19.
Tonality's 38.
Ah.
Oh.
7.
Verbal 7.
Ooh.
And non-verbal's 55. Okay.
Pretty close.
Now, this does not mean that you can tell what's going on in somebody's head. You don't know their conversation. What do you know when you know this?
What do you know?
Go ahead, Mahasan.
How they feel, or their how they feel about what they're saying, or how they are presently.
Yes. So their emotional state.
Right.
You've a clue to their emotional state. Jim, you were going to say?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's an indication of what how they're really feeling versus what they're saying.
Yes. So the key is to connect with how the person is feeling. Does that make sense?
Yes.
We men sometimes are clueless as to how our women are feeling. Right? Our body language experts back here, these two boys. All right, we're going to test you. Pretty cool.
We'll find out.
Let's do a little
Well,
exercise.
let's talk to Jessica.
Let's do a little
She
exercise.
knows I'm good at it. Actually.
I'm going to invite you all to stand up. All right, very simple, powerful little exercise to show you the power of your body language and how it's in your unconscious. So I'm going to show you this. More importantly, I want you to feel what this feels like for you. Okay? I've done this with one or two of you already, so don't jump ahead of me. Don't shout it out. All right? So hands right up out here. And when I say ready, set, go, not yet. I know there's overachievers here. I'm going to invite you to clasp your hands together. Okay? So ready, set, go. Clasp them together. All right. Who has the right thumb over the left thumb? Okay, so you lot are sexy people.
Believe that.
All right.
We're not surprised.
All right, so that's the right over the left. Who has the left over the right? You lot. Other people think you're sexy.
Ah, wow.
They think you're sexy, so good. Now, please tell me nobody's, I guess. Anybody get their thumbs, I guess?
What?
Anybody have their thumbs
Y'all just
together?
lost.
Lady,
All right,
Victoria.
like that, yeah. No, anybody have their thumbs? All right, good. Because the only person in the room thinks you're sexy is yourself if you're like this. All right, so hands back to the way they were originally. Clasp, hold them together. Okay, fantastic. That's an example of an unconscious habit. I didn't tell you to clasp your hands like this. You didn't tell yourself to clasp your hands like this. Yet when you show up to a meeting and you're showing up to meet somebody and greet somebody, you have many, many unconscious habits which you're not aware of. Just like that. So release. All right, release. Fantastic. Now let's show you what it's like to create a new habit. I'm going to invite you to put your hands together. This time, put the opposite thumb over. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, how does that feel?
I think this didn't come in right away.
Fumble.
They didn't weave in right away.
Yes.
I missed
Still
it.
trying to put them together. Mahasan missed himself. Okay, great. Diana,
Yeah.
Feels
Feels
different.
sexy.
you feel Victoria,
I have to think that to do it.
you have to think to do
Think
it.
to do it.
Okay, so this language release. Any new language, anything new that you're learning, creating a new habit, coming into real estate, learning body language, no matter what it is, it's uncomfortable, it's awkward, you fumble your way through it, and when you fight through and you get to the other side,
You feel
good.
sexy.
It feels good, you feel sexy like too. Yes. Right? So don't beat yourself up when you're feeling uncomfortable, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling this doesn't feel right. And be open to the fact that that's a habit. And it might not be the best habit for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
This might be a much better habit. This you just happened to learn when you were a boy or a girl, 3, 4 years old. And you've had it with you all that time since. You with me?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Have a seat.
The mindset behind
Wow.
right thumb on top.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use this.
She's always going to be extra nice about it. There's something else that it says. We'll find out.
This does not mean you know what they're saying to themselves. This means, to Jim's point, you know what their emotional state is. If somebody says, I'm fine, let me think about it, I'll get back to you. What did you hear when I said that?
I'm fine. I'll get back to you.
Yes.
They're probably
Not
not
gonna
going to get back to you.
Okay, so let me do this again. I'm fine, let me think about it, I'll get back to you.
They have a question unanswered or something.
Okay, what's your cue?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah.
The way you said it.
Drop in
The way
the.
you said it.
Yeah.
Okay, specifically, yeah.
It's the drop when you say, I'll get back to you.
As you tone.
What? My tone. Yes.
Oh, that's
Now we're
what-
getting somewhere. Now we're listening, people. Yes, Jose. What?
I thought you took a long time to say the actual phrase.
The delay.
Yeah,
Delay. Yes. So there was the tone. There was the speed with which I normally talk. There was a change in it. What else was there? I'm fine. Let me think about it. I'll get back to you.
The eyes, the head, the roll,
I'm
Yeah, the
fine.
eyes are closed,
Yes.
they don't want you to see how they're really thinking or feeling.
Yes.
connection.
And they're not happy, they're kind of
Doubt.
withdrawn.
Okay.
Not
Cool.
lying.
I'm not fine.
You're not lying.
Right.
Fantastic. Because of this and this, I'm not fine. This, I'm fine. How do you handle that situation? When somebody's body language and tonality is not in alignment with the verbal, how do you handle it?
Ask more questions.
Ask more.
Tracy.
I would hug you if
Yes.
I would hug you if it was politically correct. Ask more questions. What type of questions do you ask in that situation?
Open-ended question.
You need to say that loud and proud in front of the camera.
Open-ended
Come on over here,
questions.
come on over here, right in front of the camera. So what type of questions do we ask? Look into the camera.
Open-ended questions.
Say it slow.
Open-ended questions.
Say it slow and say it low.
Open-ended questions.
All right, good stuff. All right. That's going to be our thumbnail. Very good. I like it. When somebody's off and the body language and the tonality does not match the verbal and it's not in alignment, stop, take a breath, check in with them and ask an open-ended question. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Nonverbal signals are 12 to 13 times more powerful than the accompanying words. Jose, I want you to do an exercise with me. We'll be back, people.
Just never know what they get.
There's a lot going on, huh? It's like mine would be.
Yes.
Hey.
Let's go. All right. So I'm going to ask. All right. So we're all ready. Step over 2 steps. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to ask the audience here to hold your comments until Jose does his second presentation. So his first presentation is, go ahead.
I'm really excited to be here.
Okay. And your second presentation is?
I'm really excited to be here.
Okay, so who believed the first one? Show of hands. Okay. And who believed the second one? One person. Okay. The majority believed the first one, and one believed the second one. All right. Did he say the same words, yes or yes?
Yes.
Say the same words, okay. Now say it like you're really excited to be here.
Am I like too neutral?
Go ahead. Now open it up. Now go ahead, open it up. Open.
I'm really excited to be here.
Okay, now who believes he's excited to be here?
Now I do.
All right.
I don't really think he's excited to be up there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like, what I'm thinking is like he's really nervous to be up there.
You know what's so funny? Out here he's giggling. He's like,
I'm so excited to be here!
Have him sound really nervous to be here.
Yeah, say that. Yeah.
That's
I'm
believable.
really nervous to be here.
Honestly, I believe that too. I believe that one. His eyes actually opened up.
He was different all 3 times.
Yes.
What was different? Specifically, let's break this down. Did he have a smile on one?
Yes.
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 What type of smile? Was it an authentic smile?
Yeah,
No.
genuine. I didn't know. One was genuine.
One was genuine. Was the first one genuine?
No.
No.
Was there a little nerves attached to the first one?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Right? It was more of a nervous, forced.
Yeah.
Good word. All right, great. Where was he with regard to shoulders and chest on the first one?
I look forward.
He was forward. He was bending forward, right? So when somebody's bending forward on their toes like that, what does that say? What do you feel when I'm like this right now?
You're gonna launch at you.
Is this certainty?
No.
Is this stability?
No.
Is this competence?
No.
Is this confidence?
No.
Okay, so start to notice what you do, what your little habits are. Okay, cool. Thank you, Jose. Give him a round of applause. All right. So it's more important how you say it than what you say. Scripting is critical. What's the purpose of scripting?
To give you the words to say, so that way you don't have to think about what you're saying, so you can focus on the rest of your nonverbals.
Absolutely.
You're assertive.
Give you the words to provide
There's assertive.
certainty, right? So you don't have to think about what to say. It's like, okay, so I see your house just came off the market. Are you still interested in selling, or have you changed your mind forever? Simple. I'm not thinking about what has to be said. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, delivered with confidence. What they do on the other end with that, that's up to them. I'm not taking ownership to that.
As you and I had discussed, Tony Robbins started out very incompetent, in no confidence whatsoever. And as he remembered his script and said the exact same words over and over,
Over and over.
he didn't have to think about it. He could think about his body language and personality, and he got better and better and better.
Actors and actresses are given a script. They're not allowed to come on set until they know their
Script.
script. They need to know their words, because how can they then possibly think to communicate the emotion behind the language if they don't know the language? And the emotion all of you get to communicate is the emotion of confidence and the state of certainty and belief in yourselves, because that's the first thing the buyer or seller wants to feel from you. Oh, wow, Roger's confident. His confidence is more than my limiting belief. He's so confident in his ability to get the listing and sell the listing that my limiting beliefs are falling. He is more certain than I am in my limiting beliefs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
He who has more certainty is probably going to win the discussion and win the argument. Right? They're either more committed to their limiting belief, or you're more committed to your professionalism and confidence and certainty. You with me?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Who's better at reading body language? Well, these two boys back here claim they're better.
Women.
All right, let's ask a question. Who feels men are better at reading body language? Good, we kept the hands down. Good. All right. Who feels women are better at reading body language? Everybody. All right,
Roger,
good.
where did you raise your hand?
No.
You didn't feel either.
Who's better? The question is who's better. You can't pick both.
Then women.
She's watching you later on. All right. Women, no surprise. Why? They're more sensitive.
More emotional.
They're more emotional.
Oh boy,
Okay.
we're about to go down a
All right, Mahasas.
We read
Oh, no,
details.
we're not going there.
We read the details.
Read the details, yes.
We were more focused on the detail.
Let's get emotion out of it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
detail
all.
oriented.
Keep asking that question and learning.
Celine goes, keep the emotion out of it. All right, we'll snap you in two, okay? Said with no emotion. All right. What else? What other reasons do you think
The
we
way we
need
think.
to be better at reading body language? We have to be, yes. Why?
For raising families.
Raising
Babies.
babies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Studies have shown
Oh.
that we men can hear a baby crying. And what do we hear?
Cry.
We hear a baby crying.
I hear which baby.
Women hear not only a baby crying, they hear which baby, they know their baby, and they know if the baby has gas, if the baby's dirty, if the baby needs to be fed. We hear a baby crying. That's it, right?
I will know everything.
Yes. Why else?
That's a bad day.
Why else do women need to be better at reading body language?
More vulnerable.
More vulnerable. Okay, tell me more about that. And
Yeah.
say that loud, because don't
It's
forget you're on
true.
Facebook.
Yeah, this is going out to the world, friends.
Yeah. Women are more
I gotta be
vulnerable.
careful with my words.
You're
correct.
right on. You're right on.
Yeah, they're more vulnerable.
That's the
Yeah,
nonverbals.
yes. Oh, so you want me to? Okay.
Amanda, we We are going to tape you up later.
No, I was.
Amanda cannot let somebody sit for 20 seconds. She's like, here's the answer. It's gonna
No, I was repeating
such
it.
a mom. You're such a mom.
You're doing a great job.
No, I was repeating it so they can hear. No, yeah, but
They're more vulnerable.
right. Because yeah, because they're they're more susceptible to like attacks from other bad men.
Yeah.
And
You're spot on.
Exactly.
So the two main reasons women are better at body language innately are, number one, you raise babies, and number two, women are
Vulnerable.
Victoria, come over here for a second. Stand beside you. Okay, great. Okay. So who's bigger?
You are.
Who's got denser muscle tone?
You do.
Okay. Who's got denser bones?
You probably do.
I think so.
Who's the predator?
You would.
And who's the prey? The biggest. This is serious now. This is serious.
It is serious.
The biggest challenge and threat to women since the beginning of time has been men. And that's why women need to have that sense of, is he safe? Can I read him? Am I okay here? Am I in good hands? Or am I being threatened? And that's innately in women. We don't have that same radar. Right? Thank you.
Right.
Give her a round of applause. All right. Under magnetic resonance imaging, MRIs, when women are studying body language, 14 to 16 parts of their brain literally fire up. For men on a good day, 6. That's on a good day. So ladies, if you're in the dating pool, or you're out there, you're seeing somebody, or you're in a relationship with somebody long term, if you want to communicate something to them, tell them! Don't drop a hint, because we won't get it. But honey, I give you a hint. I did this. What the hell does that mean? You're afraid there? You got something in your hair? Do you need to get that out of your hair? So don't be subtle, because we won't get it. And we literally won't get it. No matter how advanced we are, how sensitive we are, we won't get it. So you have to tell us, I want to go out to dinner. Sorry? I want to go out to dinner now. Okay, I got it. We won't be offended by that. What part of the body do you notice first? Base.
Shut up, Chris.
PG, please, people. Facebook Live, this is PG.
Our hands.
Have you done this before? Our hands, absolutely.
Hands.
What?
Our
Yes,
hands.
our hands. So unconsciously, why do we notice somebody else's hands first?
They move the most.
They move the most. What else?
We use it for everything.
We speak, like you said, we speak with our
Okay, energy is very flat. Come on.
Yes.
Let's go, people. Protection. Protection, absolutely.
Nice.
All right. What's this?
The fist.
Is this a threat?
Yeah.
Okay. What's this?
Okay.
Chill.
Chill.
Could be.
Or
Could be a knife. Could be a threat. So unconsciously, we're always checking our hands out. Always checking our hands. The hands. Are what we're drawn to unconsciously. Again, not the conscious mind. Our first impressions of somebody are permanent, accurate, immediate, and non-verbal. You will want to write this down. When you make a bad first impression, you don't get a second chance. They will not give you a reprieve. Because they will always be looking for evidence to support their first opinion of you. So if you had a bad day and you were grumpy and you walked in and that was when you said hello to somebody, they will remember you as a grumpy individual, regardless of what mood you're in afterwards. So permanent, accurate, immediate, and non-verbal. I'm just watching this right here. Don't look at me, look at your babes. We good? Are we good?
yes. Oh, I'm fine. I'm just
We're
always
good?
writing other things.
Okay,
Yeah, keep
good.
going. Thank you, though.
All right, what do you see? Tell me words, give me adjectives that you see up here.
Happy.
Happy? Absolutely. What else?
Friendly.
She's very confident.
Friendly.
Maybe.
Very confident.
Yes.
Friendly. What else?
Ready? Like
Ready?
excited? Like ready to
Excited.
go.
I love it. Great. What else? Tracy?
Happy.
Happy? Anything else? Roger?
Welcoming.
Welcoming? Absolutely. Good first impression?
Yes.
Yes.
Better on hers.
Better on hers?
She looks like
See, I feel like
She-
the hand too much is, but then again, I don't know. Women
She
always
seems
cheat
to
with
me.
more
like-
To me,
things.
she's more confident.
Right.
Her eyes are open. Her smile is wider. The way she's positioned, she looks more balanced. Her hand is
The hands.
further extended.
He looks
Her
like he's
shoulder
gonna
is
squeeze your
higher.
hand.
Yeah, like
Very hard.
yeah.
When,
Well, I
he
thought
looks
it
more
was-
relaxed more than anything. Like he's
He's
like,
about to
hey,
shake a
but
woman's hand.
Yeah.
yeah, he like, hey,
He's
but
like trying to be
she
like-
looks like she's about to go some. Hey, I'm right here. I'm gonna get your business. He's
Right,
like,
right.
hey, what's going on?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a bit of a casual element to him,
Yeah.
right? And all
The hand.
because of the approach to the hand. Something
Right.
as subtle as that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
yeah.
So he's coming across casual, yet she's getting the vote of confidence in the room that she's more professional.
The tilt of his hand shows that he is lesser than the person whose hand he's going to shake, whereas hers is we're equal partners.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So notice, straight up, straight down. So put your hands in this direction, right? Let's adopt her hand right now. So as you check in with that, how does that feel?
Yeah. Good.
Stiff.
Stiff? Good. Now you're laughing. You couldn't laugh in your own. What else? What else shows up, please? When you
Confident.
check in with her. Confident? Yeah. Okay.
Authentic.
Now put a slight bend in the hand. And it's slanted a little bit more, I guess. Okay, now how does that feel?
Submissive.
What words come up for you before you think about it?
Submissive.
Relax.
Submissive, relaxed. You're still laughing.
No
What else?
committed.
Huh?
No committed.
Yeah.
Non-committal.
No committed.
Shelley?
Yeah, not really there.
Not really there. Diana?
Too relaxed.
Too relaxed. Okay.
Inferior.
I'm
Inferior.
comfortable here.
What's that?
I'm comfortable here.
You're comfortable. That's good.
Easy going, kind of.
It's easy going, comfortable, right? All right, cool, great. The power of the little nuances, right? How his mindset is attached to the.
Okay.
Make sense? How her mindset is attached to. Master the handshake. So we're all going to go. We're going to do an exercise. Okay? Everybody up, let's do an exercise. Pick a partner.
Fish.
Pick a partner.
Are we supposed to start already?
I did like 4 classes.
Two.
Sometimes maybe-
Okay, all right, now.
It is
All right, so who's A and who's B? Pick an A, pick a B. Don't tell me, tell your partner.
You're A and B.
All right, all the A's raise a hand. A's over here. Okay, so right now what you're going to give your partner is a limp fish handshake. So what that is there's no rigidity in the hand, and it's not going any direction. Okay? All right. So give, hold on, let's give the limp handshake now, go.
That's not even there.
Okay.
That's not there.
All right. So all
I
the
can't
B's.
do a
All the
limp
B's.
I know, you're like, you're so trained, I could tell.
She had a hard time with that, right?
Yeah, I can tell. As soon as you said that, I was like, she's gonna have a hard time with that. Like, if you ever grab Rachel's hand, it's like, okay.
All right, who else was a B on this? Who's the B's? All right, you're the B, you've expressed. You're the B. What did you feel when you got that handshake from him?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, great. Roger had a hard time. He was trying to give me a real. Okay. Victoria, were you the B or the A?
B.
You're the B. So you received the handshake?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So what did you feel?
Well, no interested. So just not interested.
No interest. Okay, great. Who's the B over here?
Me.
Diana. All right. What did you feel when Celine gave you that?
Very quick, very comfortable.
Quick and uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
It's not
Over
like
here,
that.
who's the B?
No confidence.
No confidence. Okay, fantastic. Your
Sorry.
first impression to give a
Yeah.
powerful handshake that is a confident yet non-threatening handshake, we are going to adopt her straight up and straight down. So this is no. So before we dive into it, what you're going to do is you're going to do straight up, straight down. You're going to go 1, 2, 3 with eye contact. 1, 2, 3. No more than 3 with eye contact. All right. So we're going to switch it this time. All right. Ready, set, go.
I like that.
Okay, great. All right, so who was on the receiving end this time? Who was, all right, what did you feel this time?
Confidence.
You felt confidence? Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Based on that initial impression, is that somebody you want to do business with?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so it's a good first impression. Rachel?
Yeah, ready. Like
Yeah, ready.
I got this.
Yes, I love it. Chris, you received, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. How was that?
Yeah, just confidence, certainty.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Shalene?
Where do I sign?
Where do I start? Like it. Yes, good job, Diana.
Well, I'm a big handshake person. I can't. One of my pet peeves has always been when a woman shakes my hand,
Yeah.
or sometimes men, but mostly women. When they go to shake my hand, they're always like
Ah.
Yeah.
afraid,
Oh,
almost
it's the
like they're
limp fish.
afraid to
That's the
touch
limp
you, and
fish.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I
That's the limp fish.
Stand it.
All right, ladies, who received?
Confident.
You received?
Yes, and
Okay.
interactive, like, the eye contact.
Yeah,
Good.
it's not-
I ain't gonna lie,
Good.
sometimes I do forget to give the eye contact.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can tell
Good.
like that's something
I
like, oh
always-
yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, make sure I give my eye contact. And I was like, oh okay, yeah, you do have eyes too.
All right. Now we're going to add one thing to it
Advice.
this time. We're going to add,
That's my truth, bro.
so 1, 2, 3, and we're going to add a light touch here, and then we're going to let go. You're not going to hold on and be slippery or something. All right, you're not going to go up the arm. You're just going to you're just going to light touch. And then go. Okay? Ready?
So who's the A? Who's the,
A or B?
Right.
Yeah,
This
A or B.
time, both of you are going to give that
Got it.
firm
Okay.
handshake, a light touch in the arm, and let go. Okay? Go.
I believe you.
My politician.
Here. Okay. All right. Time out. Way too much fun. Okay. What that feel like?
Because it pulls you in and
Right.
becomes
Honestly, 3 things together.
Yeah.
All right. One conversation in the room. One conversation in the room. Okay. What that feel like?
Authentic, I guess, with a little bit of a.
A little
But
light
the 3
touch.
pumps feels too much.
For you, it feels too much. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. Good. What did that feel like for you?
It was good. Yeah, very caring, kind of like,
Yes. Okay. Great. What did you feel over here?
I like her.
yeah.
You like her. Diana, what did you feel?
The same, yeah.
Yes?
It's like it's good. It's connection.
Brilliant.
I think though, with
Yes.
I think if you're doing it as you say, hi, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
That's not so noticeable.
Okay.
Yes.
exactly.
What did you feel back here?
Yeah, I felt like comfort, certainty, comfort,
Yeah.
confidence, all three of
Brilliant.
those.
Victoria?
The same, but honestly, it is a man, a gentleman.
Exactly.
It's just it is. I feel like a normal, but if it's a woman, we don't usually do that.
Okay.
Ah.
No, that's
I
good.
say we don't usually do that.
Right.
Sometimes the men more will do that.
No,
that's
again,
my.
it's a light touch.
It's not.
No,
quick.
but
Right, it's quick.
exactly, but
I'm not asking Jim for a date.
but we don't usually do that.
Can we get that on camera? Oh.
She's there, huh? Hey, yeah, who's on you?
But we don't usually.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
no.
If it doesn't fit, don't do it.
No,
Got
it doesn't.
Okay, good.
No, because
All right, easy here, easy here. It's not the date yet. Mahaz,
Engaging.
engaging, okay? Rachel,
Yeah, the same.
good? Jim?
Friendly, there's connection.
Okay, fantastic. No, Jose?
I feel like it felt weird.
Feel like it felt weird. Okay, cool. All right, everybody have a seat?
That's
Yeah.
something that I would expect not to do on the initial meeting, but at the end of the meeting, after you develop rapport, now you can say, hey, we're buddies kind of thing.
Yes, and again, it's the power of the unconscious and the power of the message that you're leaving to that person. Come on up here, Roger. So that first impression, Roger, pleasure meeting. Really appreciate you taking the time. Right? I'm in the light touch and you're out, and eye contact. Really appreciate you taking the time. And it's not, again, later on it's going to be, and especially men, we're going to be tapping on the shoulder and doing this sort of stuff. We're going to be, I could take him. That's what we're thinking. We're thinking I could take him. Initially, on the initial conversation,
Exactly.
how you doing? Light touch. Very light touch.
But this is more you see that more and for the man, but for the woman we don't usually do like that. That's my.
So interestingly on that, the information for this came from waiters in California. They took a restaurant in California. They found that when they delivered the bill and that they touched him on below the elbow, they got 41% more in tips versus when there was no touch on the elbow. So thank you. Hope you had a pleasant experience here. All the best. Right.
Yeah.
It was literally a light touch.
You like.
Well, and
That's
before
all.
I kind of to add on
Yeah.
what I'm thinking, so the light arm touch is nice, or sometimes I'll do like my hand here, and then sometimes it's my other hand just on the hand,
On
like
the
the
hand,
togetherness.
yes.
Because I think as women we probably end up hugging more.
Uh-huh.
Like so, it's like when you
Uh-huh.
first meet, you're
Yeah.
doing this. Pleasure to meet you today. It's the connection, and then afterwards, it's usually like, oh, hugs, we're ready to go. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great. Like, whereas guys
Yeah.
will be like what you
Uh-huh.
just did. But
Exactly. That's right.
So that first, there, to your point though, whether it's a like touch on the arm or the hand, it's a nice moment of togetherness. Like it kind of just exudes that, I guess,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
So-
yeah, I hear what you're saying because like I'm more of a hugger. Like after
Yeah.
after a successful meeting,
Exactly.
I'm like, okay, hugs, great, let's go, let's make it happen.
Absolutely. All right, cool. So the hands. When you're in a business setting, your hands are always communicating what you're feeling. To Jim's point, you can get the emotions behind with the body language. So keep your hands visible. Avoid the pockets. Men, don't be showing up like this, right? Because that expresses that you're not confident with where you are. Underarm crossing. Now, this can represent a couple of things.
I'm cold.
Already I'm cold. However, when I put my fists like this, I'm typically
Aggression.
revealing I'm not happy, right? If you have to go underarms for comfort, keep the hands like this. Keep the hand open. This keeps the hand light. It sends a different message than, right? Because unconsciously, the person across from you is picking it up. You with me? So now from a place of awareness, you can do this as opposed to this. Make sense?
Yeah.
So try that on for a second. Let's try this. Fists across the arms.
Yeah.
Fists
Oh wait, fist.
across
sorry.
the arms.
I can't.
Yeah, that's okay. Fists across the arms. Yeah.
I've never done that before.
All right. Now with your fists across your arms, you have your fists on the inner side of your ribs. Now what do you feel with it?
It's more
Just check it with it.
Closed off.
Protection, closed off.
Protection.
Protection. Anything else?
Distance.
Distance. All right. Now open up the hands, cross the arms. How does that feel?
Weird.
Weird.
No, that is much
Yeah.
more comfortable.
That's more comfortable, right? So the great thing about body language is the body always tells you what you're feeling. If you once you just check in with it, what do you feel? It feels like this, and you're going to be right 99% of the time. When you're giving a presentation, if you're going to give a presentation, you want to use your palms open. Okay? So how does this feel? So check in with me when I say, I'm really excited to be here today. Okay, I'm going to give you 3. I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to be here. Which feels better for you of the 3? I'm really excited.
Yes.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited. When you get this, what do you feel?
Man,
It's like
I'm about to.
it's like one person versus the other.
It's confrontation.
Yeah.
Confrontation. Mr. Barber, this is confrontation. We have a bit of an inside joke in this. So avoid the finger wag, Mr. Barber. Now, he has massive hand gestures. And his inaugural speech, he used 641 hand gestures during the speech. 4.2 times more than any president going back all the way to Truman. He's the president of the United States. People love him, or they don't love him. Bottom line is he's the president of the United States. And one of the most amazing things about Trump is his body language, whether you like him or dislike him, not a political commentary here, he's authentic.
Yeah.
When he's pissed off, he likes...
Yeah.
He just makes faces. There is no hiding it, right? He's fully authentic. So people,
Like a kid.
those who like him, love him because of his authenticity. They go, he's not a politician.
Yeah.
So know your body language, know what your little clicks are, know how you're showing up and know how you're occurring for people. What's the most honest part of the human body?
eyes.
The eyes. Love that answer. It's number one answer again. Wrong answer. What else?
Eyes, you don't ever lie.
You smile.
Your smile. Like that. That's a number two answer. That's the wrong answer. What else? Your hands. That's a number three answer. We're getting closer. All right. We don't have long left, so it's your feet. So everybody stand up. It's your feet. Invite you all to check in with yourself. Take a breath. Breathe. And as you feel your feet right now, I'm going to invite you to rock back and forth on your feet. Even if you're in heels, it's fine.
I might fall over.
You might fall over. Okay.
back.
All right. All right. What is it about your feet that makes
that a
them
purple
the most
game?
honest part of the body?
Gives you your balance.
All right. I'm going to give you a tip.
Yeah, because you're either
I'm
trying
outta
to leave,
here.
trying to go, like it tells you whether you're standing ground in here or if you want to get out of here, I guess.
Exactly. Exactly. When we go all the way back to the Nixon video with Kennedy, I mean brain freeze for a minute. Where was Nixon's feet?
You know,
Yeah.
Take off.
Exactly wrong. Just from his feet, we knew he didn't want to
Me there.
Either.
He was uncomfortable, he was nervous, he was sweating. He didn't want to be there. And he couldn't hide it. The feet were like this, right? When you're sitting with a client and their feet start to point away from you, or the feet start to tap, check the feet. Because now there's something going on up here. And this doesn't hide. This doesn't hide. Once this starts going, you know you've lost them. Or they have a question. Or they want to get out of there. They're going to list with somebody else. So what do you do when you see the feet go?
Ask questions.
What type of question?
Open-ended questions.
Open-ended questions. Fantastic.
That's right.
Helpful?
Yes.
Have you ever heard that before?
No.
No.
Huge. Next listing, I know you're going to be checking out their feet. It's like,
Oh.
yes! Have a seat.
Like, why are you looking at my feet?
Yeah, I know, like, what's going on?
It's just so pretty.
Gentlemen, when you're with your lady and her feet start tapping, they start pointing away from you, you've lost the plot. You want to check back in with your woman. When her feet start to cross over and they start to point away from you, you're not providing her something that she needs in that moment. Okay? Let's take a look at this. Mr. Clueless over here. How does she feel right now?
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Gotta go.
How do you know?
My feet.
One foot down.
One foot's going this direction, over towards the leprechaun. Where are the hips pointing?
The other way.
Hips are pointing away from him. Do you think he has a clue?
Apparently not.
Ladies, don't be subtle. She needs to say, get away from the bus, get away from the vehicle right now. He's not picking up. But this is a great example of what's going on. And this is saying everything right here. If you ever see a client like this, you've lost them. For whatever reason, you've lost them. So you need to check back in, consolidate where you are, and ask a question. The eyes. And we have about 7 to 8 minutes left. So good. I've thrown a lot of information at you. But good so far?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. All right. When you're having a conversation with a right-handed person, 80% of the population is a right-handed person, and they're normal wiring in the brain. This is what you want to see. That right-handed person, when they glance to the right, so watch the eyes for a second here. When they glance to the right, did you get me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do it one more time. Do you get me?
Yes.
So there's a glance to the right. I'm going to construct an image. I'm going to make up an image. What would that look like? So where do you see yourself in 3 years? I have to go up and construct it. I have to make the image. Does that make sense? Okay. When a right-handed person glances laterally, ever watch America's Got Talent with Simon Cowell? Watch Simon Cowell, YouTube Simon Cowell after this, and when he hears somebody he's really interested in, this is what he does. He's going laterally, back and forth, and he'll even put his head like this, so he can hear them, and the eyes go right across. He's not going up, he's not going down, he's going right across, because he's listening to them. You with me? Okay? When you're over here, K stands for kinesthetic. When somebody glances, a right-handed person glances to the right, downwards to the right, they're feeling. They've got a feeling in the body. When you see them going down all the time, the questions specifically you want to ask them, how does that
Make you feel.
feel
Yeah.
for you? What's your gut like right now? Right? You want to ask questions specifically for that. Does that make sense? Okay, cool. When a right-handed, normally oriented right-handed person glances up to the left, they're remembering a picture. So that's visual remembering. When they glance up to the left, they're getting a picture from the past. When they glance laterally to the left, they're hearing something from their past. It could be an old song, could be an old voice, it could be any sound from the past. They're going out to get it. And when they glance down to the left, they're having a conversation with themselves. This is called audio digital. You'll see them glance down to the left. They're having a conversation. Don't interrupt them, let them talk. And then when they pull back up, now you can ask them a question. These happen, folks, look at me for a second. These happen like this. If you're not present and you're thinking about what you have to say and how wonderful you've got to sound, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss the cues that they're giving them. Does that make sense? When it's all about you, you don't get this stuff. Gentlemen, when you're with your ladies, she's giving you all the info you need to hear. See and feel. You just need to be present. Okay? You with me?
Yes.
All right, fantastic.
Can we get that chart with what they mean? Is there?
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Now, what did I just say to you? I was very deliberate with my answer for you. What did I do? Did you see what I did? With my eyes?
You think went up.
And what else did I do?
They roll.
Yeah.
And what else?
You're constructing.
Yeah.
I said, I'll think about it. So I closed my eyes. So I blocked you. It's Jim's point. When I block the eyes, that's not my normal. I'm always like this, looking right at you. I do this, I'm thinking, and I'm probably not going to get it.
Yeah, I love that way it works.
Yes, right? All right, a little bit of bonus material. We've got, I'm on schedule. Some dishonesty gestures. What else have I? I'm going to invite you to stand up with me. Let's see, what will I do with this one? Okay, fantastic. All right, energy's a little flat up here. It's flat. All right, so we're going to do 5 quick jumping jacks. Ready?
Uh-oh, heels. What about the ladies with heels on?
Step out a little bit. Make sure you have a little space. Okay.
Oh, thanks,
Jim,
Austin.
don't hurt the hand. You're kind of close.
It's the other way around.
Yeah. All right. We're waiting for Celine, and we're all set. Ready, set, go. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5, 6.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, so
Thank
typically,
you, Hassan.
a right-handed person, when they're being authentic, they use the right side of the body. They're going to use the right side of the body. All right. When they have to construct an answer, they're going to use the left side of the body. So if you see a right-handed person all of a sudden using their left hand to touch their nose, what they're really saying subconsciously, oh man, this is not good, don't listen to me. Because when they are lying or constructing, the capillaries at the end of the nose start to tingle, so they're going to touch the nose. You find them touching the nose.
But with their left hand.
With their left hand specifically. Left hand specifically.
With
With the eye touch, they're going to say, oh, this just looks like crap. I hope he doesn't figure it out. You see a lot of that, okay? And the ear touch, oh, this is such BS. I hope he's going for it. I really do. So if there's left-handed touching quickly to these areas, you're in trouble. Now, the visual person is the one who's going to touch the eye, and the auditory person is the one who's going to touch the ear, subconsciously. You want to figure out if you're a visual or an auditory?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's 3 of you. Okay, great.
Yes.
The rest of you-
Yes.
Thinking, like,
I was
right.
yawning.
Yes, okay. So, invite you to put down your books. I'm going to invite you to follow me on an exercise. All right. Right hands. Lift your right hands up. So, touch your chin. And now touch your cheek. Now touch your chin. And touch your cheek. Touch your chin. Touch your cheek. Touch your cheek. Touch your cheek. Touch your chin. Touch your chin. Touch your cheek. Touch your chin. Touch your cheek. Touch your cheek. Touch your cheek. Stop. Freeze. All right. Who when I said touch the cheek was touching the cheek and not the chin?
Oh.
Who was still touching the cheek? All right. If you're on the chin, you're a visual.
Yeah.
Right. You follow what you see. If you were on the cheek, you were listening to what I said. Right. You're more of an auditory. And if you're still going, you've got trouble.
That's funny.
All right. Honesty gestures. The most powerful honesty gesture that you can use in any part of your life, whether it's business or personal. Okay, and it's very simple. Place your right hand on your heart. As you place your right hand on your heart, I invite you to close your eyes, take a breath. So check in with yourself right now. Check in with what you feel and how you're feeling it simply with your right hand on your heart. Check in with your body. What are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you feeling? And take another big deep breath. Fantastic. Okay, open your eyes. So Chris, what's the first word comes to your mind when you think about it? Right now. What's the first word in your mind?
What? What's going on?
Mahasa?
Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance, okay.
Calm.
Calm.
Sincere.
Sincere.
Relax.
Relaxed.
Nervous.
Nervous. Okay. Diana.
Calm.
Calm.
Good.
Good.
I promise. I can promise.
Promise. Absolutely. Amanda? Grateful.
Grateful.
Victoria? Chris?
Oh, calm. Yeah, just relax.
Okay. For me, honesty and peace comes up when I do this. So unconsciously, when you're speaking to somebody and you say, I will give you my best. I'm a professional, I love what I do, and I give my all to my clients, to my friends, and to my family. You will believe it simply because I'm adopting this pose. And I will believe it because I'm adopting this pose. The body and the mind are synced at all times. In order for you to be depressed, you need to get small. In order for you to be happy and joyous, you need to stand tall and proud and open. You notice the better you feel, the more space you take? Do you notice that? Yes or yes?
Yes.
Yes. And do you notice when you're feeling really crappy, it's probably sometime you're on the couch or in bed and you're all hugged up, you're like the little
Oh,
fetal position.
yeah.
The body and the mind go hand in hand. So if you're feeling low, what do? Open it up, get big. To change your emotion, you change your motion, your physiology. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so takeaways from this session. Chris.
There's so many, I can't even think of any right now.
Top three. Top three.
Top three with the I mean the body language, of course. If I could just off the top of my head, the feet was big for me. You know, paying attention to the feet.
All right, we'll come back to
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Mahasa. All right, one. I'll go to one. So
Eye
feet.
positioning.
The eye position.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Definitely something to start paying attention to. But you have to be present in the moment.
You get to be present. You get to be present. Rachel?
The reminder of first impressions.
Reminder of first impressions. So what about the reminder?
Because I know I do this with myself all the time, where meaning that I may not give the greatest first impression because I'm like here or there, and I might not have a smile on my face, though majority of the time I do. But I think about this often, like when I go to events, sometimes I am drained from the day, and so I'm not necessarily being like my normal self, but that like, you know, trying to be like whatever. So it's a reminder that like the people I'm meeting out, which I, you know, obviously a lot, like I may, that first impression could be like me being like drained.
Yes.
Like,
Has
yeah,
anybody
where's
ever
the
met
bar?
you when she's drained? You make a great first impression.
Thank you,
Great
but
first
you know,
impression.
sometimes I think that I may or may not always do that if I'm not consciously thinking of it.
Okay, good. Mr. Collins?
There has to be congruency between the verbal, non-verbal, and tonality.
I love that. Good, right there. Like that. Jose?
I like the when you touch your face, you see dishonesty.
Yes.
Also the feet and the handshake.
Good, love it. Roger?
The hands and feet, and also the men and women, because I'm very literal. When someone tells me something, I
Yes.
believe.
You're very masculine. Yeah, that's it. That's a masculine brain. We think the literal. The female brain's wired differently. They're not quite so literal. So ladies, be more literal with your men. You can be what you want with each other, but us men, we don't understand it. All right.
I like
Tracy.
this. I liked how I feel like very like I'm promising you something and I'm going to do it. Like that you're gonna believe it. So.
Good. Good. Amanda.
I like the alignment that he spoke of, but if there's not alignment, that you can ask the open-ended questions.
Good. Good. Love it. Celine.
I notice about myself that a lot of the things that you described as far as the gesture part of it, when I'm being my selfish true self, and I am the empathetic, sympathetic person I generally am, I'm already doing those things naturally. So for me, it's more paying attention to what they're doing or not doing.
Yes. Good. Love it. Good. Diana.
Everything like a feel was big for me because I'm usually like moving up when I'm talking.
Yes.
You know, that might not be taken like well. So I'm always like, no.
Yes. When
I
you're
feel
with
like
them.
I'm always on the go. Like I need
Yeah.
to just keep moving, and it's important to calm down.
So that communicates what to us when you're.
You gotta know.
Not here.
You're not here. I love that. Thank you for owning up to that. That's great. Victoria.
Well, I think that we have to be aware of the way we communicate, all ways we communicate, and then use it in the assertive way for business. Because normally we use, different gestures, but in business we have to be very aware of all the way we communicate, verbal, non-verbal, tonality, everything work for to make the best impression.
Love it. Love it. Good. I thank you all for your time. Thank you for your
Thank you.
Amazing class.
Are we done?
Can
Yep,
I add
done.
one thing?
Yes, Rachel,
From,
add one
the,
thing to Facebook Live.
What we took away. So the script practice was a huge thing that was a reminder for me because we can't pay attention to these nonverbal cues if we're worried about what to say next. But if we practice our scripts and came to Power Up at 9 a.m., then we wouldn't have to worry as much. And that's why I'm trying to be even more diligent about my script practice because it helps eliminate what to say next. You already know what you're saying next, so now you can pay attention to eye contact, hands, feet positioning.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You took the words. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say that.
Great job.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Thank
that.
you.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.